Hey, brothers and sisters, welcome to another time of Bible teaching. This one's a quick one. I've been seeing this year thrown out, or this date thrown out of September 29th, not understanding how. I'm like, it's just not Rosh Hashanah, so let's not even consider it. Then I saw how somebody figured it out. And I said, that's how they got there. And then it's like, it looked good. Somebody sent me a video, short video, 15 minutes. I had some time. I watched it. It looked good. It was a good presentation. But it's based on flawed theology, plain and simple. I don't like coming and ripping somebody's video, and I'm not going to give you the name of the person. That's irrelevant. But I want to share this with you so when you see these things, you can know that it's not right. You got to go back and check the scriptures. All right. So basically, this goes something like this. Leviticus 25 talks about when you come into the land, have a Sabbath for the land. That's a year of Jubilee. Leviticus 25 is all about a year of Jubilee. You don't have years of Jubilee after there's no temple. So therefore, you start kind of years of Jubilee when Israel comes back into the land. And he would date that at, what was it, 1923, when the Balfour Declaration was actually implemented. And then you count 100 years from there, two Jubilees, but that's the final Jubilee because Abraham was 100 years old when he gave birth to Isaac. Not it. Then how does he get to the 29th? When he starts looking at, your Jubilee, goes to Yom Kippur 10 days later, starts saying, okay, well, brother, this says that it's this day for Rosh Hashanah when they saw the new moon. Brother, this says it's this day and this guy says this day. But Mike over here, or whatever his name over here, says the 19th, and I'll go with that one, plus 10 days is 29. That's not the way you look for the new moon. You look for the people who are spotting it. There are people in Israel who will spot it. They announce it. You know the day. It was the 16th. Right. Not the 19th. Even if it was the 19th, you don't go to the 29th. You add 10 days. Not quite how it works. You add 9. Why? Okay. Easier to do it this way. Fingers. 19th, 20. It'd be like the first of the month. 19th, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So are we looking at the 28th? No. Go to Leviticus 25. And he started in verse 2. Speak to the children of Israel and say unto them. I'm sorry, give me a second here. Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land which I give you, then the land shall keep a Sabbath to the Lord. 6 years you shall sow your field, and the 6th year you shall prune your vineyard and gather its fruit. But in the 7th year there shall be a Sabbath of solemn rest for the Lord land, a Sabbath to the Lord. You shall neither sow your field nor prune your vineyard. Is that a year of Jubilee? No, that's a Sabbath. That's a Shemitah year. That's not a year of Jubilee when you come into the land. Let's say it was. There is nothing in Leviticus 25 that tells you that you're going to come into the land twice. And you had that prophecy through scripture. It's not here. I'm sure it tells you to do it forever somewhere. I didn't look that one out. But when he says and the Jewish thing now, the reason they don't observe a year of Jubilee is because there is no temple and the 12 tribes of Israel are not in the land. The 12 tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel are still not in the land. Is that biblical? Can you find that in scripture? No, you cannot. He just says to do it. And every 50th year is a year of Jubilee. Doesn't say to stop. So there's no way to go back and say, well, this was it going into the land, and then it would be here going into the land. And you could probably try to make the case, well, if the first one wasn't, we know that's a Shemitah year. You can calculate how far to the next one and try to figure the year. and go back to going into the land. But going into the land in 1923 is irrelevant. You don't restart these. This is something Israel should have been doing all along. Again, I don't like ripping videos that people send me or whatever. Just one other verse here. When in a year of Jubilee, all the land goes back to the original owner. Um, Give me a second. Let me find it. I've done this in some other videos. Oh, I've got it highlighted in my actual Bible. Maybe I went too far. Let me go to my Bible real quick. Basically, it says, all the land goes back to the original owner. And I want to give you the actual scripture. Shouldn't take me long. It is verse 23. All the land going back to the original owner. The land shall not be sold permanently, for the land is mine. For you are strangers and sojourners with me. When does the land go back to the original owner, the Lord? Millennial kingdom, not rapture. There's other reasons I have that I point to millennial kingdom. I would love for us to get out of here on the 29th or the 28th, a day earlier. Yay! This is not scripturally sound. I bring this out because I want you to look through. When you see these things, you see these videos, check the scripture. He's talking about a year of Jubilee when you enter the land. That's not a year of Jubilee when you enter the land. It's simple. This is what I was talking about in one of my recent videos. This is a counterfeit. It's a knockoff. It's wrong. Anyhow, God bless you guys. I want you guys to take care. Subscribe if you don't mind. Have a great day. Maranatha.